Hello and welcome to No Man Living Guide. My name is Scott. Driving. Who remembers getting their first car? Their first license? Where? For me, I still remember. I was 18 years old, living in California. Had to have been one of the last of my friends who got their driver's license. Yeah, I know, it's kind of was weird. Just didn't see the need or the want to have a license. Everything was within walking distance or taking a bike. If it was far away, I asked one of my friends to pick me up. I was always bumming for a ride here and there. But I was getting ready to go into the military, and I needed a license. So I took the test. It was 2 times. I know, laugh it up, ha ha ha. I just don't really like taking tests. Remembering all these things and do's and don'ts, get confused, overwhelmed, whatever. Passed the test, finally, right? Went to my grandma, asked her to pay for my driving course. She did it for my sister, so it was no problem. Drove, made the required hours for me to drive in California, take the exam. One time go. Woohoo! Yeah. Oh, I remember the freedom I had. Just if there was an opportunity, an errand, I was the one volunteering. I'll go. I'll pick that up. No problem. My first car was a 1991 Pontiac Grand Am. Yeah, a lot of good memories. Well, fast forward to now, 9 years in Europe. Can I drive? Is a U.S. license good? Well, here I'm going to answer some questions. But first, why? Why now? If I have a driver's license and it's still good, why do I need to get a European license? And why now? Well, if you don't know about Europe, some of the cities here are not meant for cars. So I never saw the interest of getting a car. Some of the cities I lived in or have traveled, it looked like most of the time you're just hunting for that one parking space. Not really what I wanted. So I never got a car. I always used public transportation. It gets kind of old when you're relying on trains and buses. My last trip was going to Zakopane. It's south of Krakow. Now, there's several ways to get there. You can use your personal vehicle, rent a car, take a train or a bus. At least once about every hour, there's a train from Warsaw to Krakow. And every so often there's a train going to Zakopane. Well, we got on that train from Warsaw to Zakopane. From my city to Zakopane, you're looking at about 6 hours of traveling. So I started my day early in the morning. We got to the train station at 6:30. Couldn't use Bolt or Uber. In my town, it's too early, so it was most likely none was on the road. So had to take a bus. And it's cold. And there I am with my wife, going to the train station using the bus. Okay, no biggie. Getting to Zakopane, not a big deal. A lot of the trains here in Poland are really nice. Very moderate, very fast, and comfortable. That's most important. We get to Zakopane, it was about after 12 o'clock. We did our tourist thing, walk around the city. I did the husband duty, take lots of pictures, made my wife happy and all. Same night, next day, we're leaving. Same thing. How to get out? Well, you could take bus, train, a car, rent a car, or your personal vehicle out. No problem. For some reason, I didn't want to take the train. It's one of those trains. It's a region train. You get the tickets on the train. You get a seat. You may not get a seat. Well, at the season, at the time of day, we should have got a seat. No problem. But I didn't want it. So we took a bus. And leaving Zakopane to Krakow, it was stop and go. I don't understand. Everybody wants to go to Zakopane. I mean, if you bring up Poland and Krakow, you have to go to Zakopane. And it's a 2-lane highway. It makes no sense. So we get to Krakow, no problem, connect to our train, and it was about after midnight. I'm in my apartment. We're calling it a night, and a couple hours later, I'm going to start my work. Now, if I had a car, if it takes about 5 to 6 hours by train, I should be from my city to Zakopane. It should take me about 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours, depending on traffic and all. So you see where I'm going with this. I'd rather maybe ride in style now. Get back that freedom I once had. Driving around in the streets of California. Now I want to be driving around here in Poland. So, what are the requirements to drive in Europe? That's important. So, you're American. You want to live overseas. One of the sites I love to use or tend to use to get my information, always go to the State Department. I'll put this in the description. So, State Department says to drive overseas, you don't really get a lot of information. So, they're saying you need a valid U.S. license. Check the country you're going to. Make sure there's an agreement between the United States and the host country. Can you drive? They're recommending get a international driver's permit. Now, over the years, this is kind of do you need it or do you don't? There are some expats here in Europe, or my experience, have told me you don't need it. It's a scam. My experience dealing with local governments, crossing over one's borders, custom guards, police officers, they tend to operate in a different rules. Not saying that they operate their own rules, but it feels like sometimes they are. So, why put yourself in a situation you don't really want to be in? Especially when language is going to be a problem. Not everyone speaks English. And as Americans, we have a bad rep. We don't really speak any foreign languages. So just get the international driver's permit. Make sure your license is valid. And you should be good to go. And always check between the United States and the country you're going to. So I strongly recommend doing that. Okay. Now here in Europe, they're saying the average between a lot of countries are 6 months in the country you can drive with the U.S. license. Some countries may be different. Again, always check the countries you're going to. Country or countries. Because, again, Not everyone follows the rules. Or you're crossing over countries that one country does not recognize, especially if you're going to the Balkans. That's a fun mess. Especially if you want to go to Kosovo. Some countries you need the proper paperwork, but that's a different story. So, as an American living overseas, I'm going to only provide information here in Poland. If you want me to give you more information of another country, just comment and I will give you the information or make a video of it. So here in Poland, 6 months in country. They're saying 185 days or more, you're eligible to get a Polish driver's license. And you have to take the test. Sorry, no way around that one. I tried and going to, which site was it? It was, nope. And this site, what I will put down, and it will recommend driving license, recognize, give you what requirements, and here, if you came from the EU or UK, is you don't need to take the driver's license exam. Just trade in your current one for a Polish one, and you should be good to go. But I don't have that. So you have to be over 18 to drive. The fun part is, here in Poland, you need a medical certificate. So they want to see if you are fit to drive and you meet the general health and vision to drive. Now, my experience here in Poland, I have met some people with questionable health. So this kind of tells me this must be easy, or it must be easy, because some of these people I have worked with or interacted with kind of like makes me question, this can't be that hard. I will tell you that in the future. Was it or was not? Okay. Now they want you to take a PKK. So here in Poland, you get a temporary residency, or you have a PESEL. It's just a number that the Polish government recognizes you by. You go to the motor vehicle office for it, or you go to where the local government where you got your documents from. And then you get this, a PKK. What is that in Polish? I don't know. As an American, my Polish pronunciation is horrible. So we'll just do PKK. Here in Poland, they're saying to apply for a driver's license, do the application, pass a medical exam, to passport for European requirements, 35 by 45. Yes, there's a difference. Europeans like to operate a different scale than the Americans, so make sure you get the proper paperwork. Yes, I have experience where sometimes the bureaucrats do not like it when you don't give them the proper size. So that's for your information. Proof of residency. So for me, I can get a rental agreement, and that's good enough. You have a residency card or a visa or anything that was issued by the Polish government, that will do, and that can help you. And of course, you need your passport. And here are the steps. And they're talking about, sorry, these are in Polish zlotys. So rough math, always think of 4-to-1. So every dollar is 4 zlotys. So this is about $20 for apply for the driver's license, for the fee. This is about $7 for the written test, the theory exam, and the practical exam is less than $40. Cool? Cool. And once you do that, you should get your Polish license in a few weeks. Okay. Here in Europe, they won't give you an exact time, so you might get it, depends where you're at. So I'm assuming this is probably more like within 2 or 3 weeks for me. Don't hold me to the fire. It might be longer, might be shorter. Depends. It all depends where you're living in Poland. Okay, and additional information. Your U.S. license is recognized temporary here in Poland with a U.S. license, but after 180 days, you are required to have a Polish license. All documents that are not in Polish need to be translated and certified by the translator. I shouldn't have this problem here. Shouldn't. This is Europe, so this one needed to get more information. There's going to be a follow-up video of how I got my license. And depends where you're at. You're looking at around $1,000 for the whole thing. Take the written test, the driving course, and you might get a package deal where you have to go. You can do. Some schools have an agreement with some doctor, and basically this is how much. So depends where you're at. My city is not in. The funny part is I had checked on 2 schools, and English looks like it's going to be a little tricky here. I might have to go to another school in another city. But hey, not a big deal. And they're talking about the average cost is between around about $20 to less than $40 for the medical exam. And you're looking at about $10 for the theory test, and then the practical exam, you're looking at $50. And then if you need translation, it may cost, let's see, $50 to $100. It should be on the little cheap side on my side because I'm nowhere near a large city. But not always guaranteed in my experience. So yeah, if you're going to be driving here in Europe, make sure you got your proper paperwork. Don't want to get that fine for something stupid. All right. I look forward to seeing you around. Take care. Have a wonderful day.